The decades-old Ponzi that we have been running will finally collapse. I also want to add, my friends at JP Morgan and Goldman Sachs are panicking as their clients are starting to leave. I tried my best to label all crypto as securities and failed, and you guys failed to see the impact crypto would have on our homemade Ponzi. The only way to profit from this situation is to buy more Bitcoin and block bank. I am such a virgin on God. When I go to bed, I often cry by myself that I didn't buy Ethereum when it was at 1K. The only reason I'm fighting against all these companies like Grayscale is to get a better entry on my long-term holds, for fuck's sake.
Now, I do have to tell you that was satire. Now, I'm not telling you that because I think you're a moron, but inevitably we will get a moron in the comments section telling me that wasn't really Gary Gensler. Yeah, I know that. But with the market crashing and these unelected elites doing everything they can to ruin our country, sometimes I have to take a second to laugh in order to keep from crying. But this right here isn't satire.
Running for re-election in 2026.
That's
Did you hear the question, Senator? Running for re-election in 2026? All right, I'm sorry, you all. We're going to need a minute. Senator.
Look, I know rules are rules with regards to how many unnecessary people we require in Congress, but I think we can make an exception, and the Republicans can retire Mitch McConnell and the Dems can retire Dianne Feinstein. They're both about 1.5 feet into the grave already. No one will miss either. I mean, it's just getting fucking embarrassing at this point. Yeah, just say aye. All right, let's move over here and talk about the price of XRP. Look, it has been a long crypto winter. As we see in this chart from Glassnode, this is showing Bitcoin specifically, but we are closing in on 500 days of this bear market. The previous long was 386 days back in 2015 and 2016. If there's a silver lining we can take from this, it's that when the market did come out of this long bear market back in 2016, it did go into a multi-year bull market that was very profitable. Let's take a look at this. Expert anticipates 950% XRP surge to $50. Identifies inverted hammer on XRP 2-month chart. And that expert is the one and only Greg Crypto. XRP anticipated inverted hammer formation on 2-month candle. Take a look at this chart. A projected scenario would see XRP's forthcoming candle potentially propelling it to the $30 range. This achievement, if realized, merely serves as a stepping stone within the larger macro range of $30 to $50. Greg says this is indicative of a seamless continuation of its upward trajectory. If we check in with JD high-level analysis, XRP is still currently in an uptrend, making higher highs and higher lows as you can see here. See this red line as the next area of support corresponding with the 786 fib level at 36 cents. If we take a look at this chart, XRP monthly close is Friday. Max still looks bullish. However, the ADS or average directional index looks eerily similar to the 2020 move where it crashed 80 present during the lawsuit, then did a 12x in price all within 6 months. Big news right here. PitchBook algorithm predicts Ripple has a 98% chance of going public. This is actually really interesting from Linda P. Jones. PitchBook has an algorithm that analyzed 64,000 past successful exits of private companies by IPO or merger and acquisition since 2018. They analyze data such as frequency and size of fundraising rounds, number of patents, number of employees, number of acquisitions made by the company, total addressable market, revenue growth, active investors, and financial maturity of the company. The model then comes up with a score to give each company a probability for successful IPO or merger and acquisition. There is no time frame given, but there is a 98% chance of a Ripple IPO according to the algorithm. Here is some live video of Gary Gensler when he heard this news. Take a look at this from Ellie Touret on Twitter. Scoop SEC Chairman Gary Gensler has agreed to testify before the U.S. Senate Banking Committee on Tuesday, September 12th, and before the U.S. House Committee on Financial Services on Wednesday, September 27th.
Again. I'm just Gary's back. Tell a friend. Guess who's back? 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 Na 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 na.
So there is no doubt we will see a little of this on the 12th.
I hope you will take note of the frustration that so many members have had and outside of this chamber have had specifically on the job that you're doing.
No, I'm speaking on my own behalf.
Did you coordinate with Democratic staff? And I ask because it happened before, and I want to be clear whether you operate of your own accord or whether there's some sort of coordinated approach to the damage that you're inflicting on America's capital markets.
This committee is not happy with that attitude or performance.
Your responses have been inadequate.
Can you explain why you failed to answer my letter, Mr. Chairman?
You've been an incompetent cop on the beat, doing nothing to protect everyday Americans and pushing American firms into the hands of the CCP. Your intention to work against SEC mission and put American investors in harm's way has been made very apparent. You need to answer to Congress about the issues that you've had with the SEC staff union, the work environment you've cultivated at the SEC that's led to hemorrhaging of senior staff.
And once again, I find you trying to hide behind things for either a lack of willingness to be candor about it, or you're trying to obfuscate your oath of office, which was well and faithfully.
No should be a very simple answer for you here.
I think
that uncertainty is bad, is it not?
And I think that Congress has said that there's one agency, the Securities and Exchange Commission, under this committee.
And you won't answer my question, and you're the head of that agency. So give me a break. Come on.
It's always good to see you, Senator. I enjoy our times in our private talks and in these hearing rooms.
The feeling is mutual.
In our private talks and in these hearing rooms, the feeling is mutual. He then went on to say, I've been telling the missus, we need to get good old Gary up to the farm in Louisiana so he and I can oil up each other's balls real shiny like, moving over here, Bitcoin to $185,000 if spot ETF is approved, expert. That expert is Tom Lee, who's a regular contributor to ComC, who said this.
Bitcoin gets approved.
Yeah.
I think the demand will be greater than the daily supply of Bitcoin. And so the clearing price, this is done by Sean Farrell, who's our crypto digital strategist, is over 150,000. It could even be like 180,000.
Meanwhile, back at
the C, and in case you missed it, Google plans to establish operations in El Salvador. You can see in this press release legislative approval. Google Cloud and the government of El Salvador will work together to put cloud technologies at the center of the country's modernization effort in 3 distinct areas, and those areas being digital government, healthcare, and education. Now, Google is the first major tech company to make this move, but they will not be the last. Just like we see time and time again in sports and business, it's a copycat league. When someone does something that works, everyone then does it. And the reason I know this is going to work is because El Salvador is now charging tech companies no tax, no capital gains tax, no property tax, no tax on import tariffs. In addition to that, they are spending $61.2 million to create 2 of the greatest hospitals in Central America, if not the world. The smart move right now is just find out where Google offices will be and go buy some real estate in San Salvador. At least you won't have to deal with this clown show. Too many frauds and skid.
Frauds and scams.
These clowns trying to take us down. What a guy. Wow, what a guy. Wow, what a guy.
Everything referenced in this video is linked in the description box below. Talk to you next time.